Hi, I'm Eric Dewey.
And this is Steve O'Mooney.
And I'm Matthew Renfro.
And we're Socially Awkward. You're listening to another great production on the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Check out more shows at foureyedradio.com.
Greetings, true listeners. It's another episode of the Long Box Cast. We got a good one for you guys, but before Steve and I start discussing everything, I had a little interview with Jordan over at ComicBlitz, a digital comic book reader app that I'm going to let you guys listen to. So I'll play that right after the introduction. So just listen to that. Other than that, we got a comic block, we got a DC block, we got some more Can't Stop the Pop. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. If not, I don't care. And
well, no, we're not going to hear about it.
Yeah, no, because you guys don't complain. And I got a few comic book reviews I know you guys will enjoy. So without further ado,
a world's about to break, tormented and attacked, lost from when we wake, with no way to go back. I'm standing on my own, but now I'm not alone. Avengers assemble! Always we will fight as one, till the battle's won. With evil on the run, we never come undone. Assemble, we are strong, forever fight as one. Assemble, we are strong, forever fight as one.
greetings, true listeners. I have here with me a special guest. His name is Jordan, and he is with the ComicBlitz app that I talked about in our last episode briefly. So, how's it going, Jordan?
Doing good. Thanks for the mention on that last episode as well.
You're welcome. I figured since we couldn't get you on, I thought I'd at least give you guys a mention and whatnot, because I actually did download your app, and I gotta say, I actually kind of like it.
Oh, I'm glad you do. I'm sorry it didn't work out last time. I know we tried, and hopefully this can be something good for your listeners. I was going to say readers, but your listeners. I'm glad you like the app. We're really proud of how it presents. We think the interface and user experience is really, very competitive right now on the marketplace. There's only a few places that you can go for digital comics, and I think anyone who reads digital will really feel at home with this app. And if you're not someone who has read digital comics before, I think it's really intuitive enough, we have a tutorial, and it's just really intuitive about how to find stuff. Very Netflix-y.
Yeah, I was going to say, it does seem a lot like Netflix, because I had looked through it. Now, obviously, you guys can't do Marvel or DC and whatnot, because they have their own digital comics, correct?
Well, so right now, Marvel has their own subscription platform called Marvel Unlimited.
Right.
DC does not have their own.
Okay.
We've been talking to both publishers, and it's really a wait-and-see approach. I mean, we're still new. We've only been live for a few months, and we need to kind of prove the model, prove the market right now that it would make sense for those large companies, not necessarily Marvel and DC, more like Disney and Warner Brothers, to have a partnership with a company like ours. So we're doing everything we can to grow and kind of prove that, hey, this is a destination that comic fans, new and old, will be coming to. So, like I said, we're doing our best here and growing all the time.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Zenescope Comics, so when I saw that you guys had Zenescope Comics, I was like, oh, this just got even better.
Yeah, so we have, they're definitely one of our largest by volume kind of comic distributors that we have, and of course, they're in the top 20 every month as well, so we're really happy to have them specifically as a publishing partner. A lot of great content, and what's interesting is, they have a lot of, entry points would be a good way to put it. I mean, if you've never read comics before, but you're familiar with The Wizard of Oz, or The Jungle Book, or Robinson, there's a lot of relatable characters that they
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you on the whole jumping on point.
Yeah, and you know what? They also have a kids line, which I don't know if many people know about, but they have a kids line of comics as well. They I think they've partnered with Discovery Channel, and they do like educational comics for kids as well. So we're going to be putting that out shortly.
Nice.
That stuff isn't up on the app right now, but if any parents out there who are listening wanted to get their kids to read comics or just read at all, we already do have some children's content, but we're going to be getting some more, very soon.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I had no idea that they actually had kids comics, because just judging by their normal books that they have, you would not even assume.
That's a very polite way to put that.
Yeah. So, what made you guys decide to actually come up with the app?
Well, if you read digital comics, probably one of your frustrations is the price, right? Because if you want to buy a digital comic that comes out the same day as a print comic, you're paying the same price. And a lot of customers are kind of left confused. Well, why am I paying the same price for this digital file as I would for a print comic that I can hold, that I know that I'm buying, that belongs to me? There's all those questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, the storage problem that people have. So you either have boxes and boxes of comics in your basement, your closet, somewhere in your apartment. If you have a significant other, they're probably not too happy about that. Or if you're Or if you're a digital comic collector, you might have 1, 2, 3, 4 hard drives filled with comics. Forget about how much you're spending on comics. The hard drives themselves are expensive. So something like this, a streaming service where there's no storage, where you have one low monthly price as opposed to paying for individual comics, we just thought it made sense. It's not really in the marketplace, and when you look at every other medium, film, TV, music, movies, they all have subscription services. Why doesn't comics? There really isn't that viable Netflix of comics right now that has a little bit of everything from every publisher, for every comic fan, every comic reader. So that's kind of what our goal is, to be that one-stop shop for all comics.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because I saw you guys, it's $10 a month, right?
Correct.
Okay.
$9.99.
Yeah, $9.99. I know sometimes just adding that extra little thing can turn people off, but $9.99, a month, that's not a bad deal at all. Not to mention you guys have your check out 5 free books when you first sign up and everything like that, so...
Yeah, so we thank you for bringing that up. We did kind of just change the sign-up process. We made it a lot easier for people to just give it a try and see if it's something that they're interested in, if they want to continue. So, for those listening, if you download the ComicBlitz app right now, we're on iOS devices, iPhone, and iPad. You go to the Apple Store and search for us. You download us. All you have to do is put in an email address, and then you'll have instant access to the app, so you can check out everything that we have to offer. You get all the features, and you get to start off with 5 comics for free. After those 5 free comics, we'll kind of let you know, hey, now it's time to start your monthly subscription if you want to continue. So it's never been easier to sign up, and we encourage everybody listening to do so.
Yeah, because again, $9.99 a month, that's really good, because, you figure if you read more than, let's say, 3 books, you're already better off than getting comics, and then if you read more than, some digitals,
What we like to say is, for the price of one graphic novel, you can read thousands.
There you go.
So, it's about 2.5 comic books, 1 graphic novel, and we're talking about, a volume 1 from Image for $10. Most graphic novels are still like $15, $19, $25. So,
yeah.
Really, the value is there. The price point is there. And even if you're new to comics, hey, just, come check it out. It's free. And if you decide that you like it, you're going to find a ton of great content that you want to read. And, again, for $10 a month, it's not really coming out of your pocket. It's just on the credit card, so you don't have to worry about it. It really is a good, easy deal. And we're happy with it.
Yeah. Again, I absolutely love it. I've checked it out. I've fiddled with it a little bit. Super easy to read, high, crisp images of the comics, so...
But you cut out a little bit there. Super what?
Saying it's high, crisp images of the comics.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, everything that we have up there is, I mean, they're high resolution, so even if you have a new iPad Pro, everything should be pretty crystal clear. Even when you zoom in, you shouldn't be really losing any sort of resolution on the zoom in. So we're really proud of, I mean, how we're displaying these comics, and we've only gotten really positive feedback from anyone who's seen the app. So we're quite pleased that everyone else seems to be happy with it right now.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Because again, I haven't found any faults or anything like that. So.
You know what's interesting though, and I'll say this, and I know, like, you know, anyone listening might be like, "Oh, that's just a cop out." But sometimes we do have bugs. We have crashes.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting is it's not even our fault. It's Apple. It's iOS. There are certain things that we, and I'm assuming, you know, other developers with other apps can't control either, which is unfortunate because sometimes, you know, a company like us will get the feedback, or rather the blowback from customers saying like, hey, you know, this crashed or this one thing keeps happening, and we'll do everything we can to repair it, but sometimes there's only so much we can do until Apple updates their software for their delivery, essentially. I know that's like a really insider baseball kind of thing, but that happens sometimes.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, they're dealing with a lot of different apps.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, and their software to develop native apps on the iOS platform. So it gets frustrating for us, just as it does for our customers, our users, our readers, whatever you want to call them.
So, how often do you guys update the app? With new comics, I mean.
To new comics every single week.
Okay.
And we try to add new publishers every month.
Oh.
So, yes, we have 17 publishers on the app right now. We just closed another deal yesterday. I'm waiting for a signet on another contract, so we should have 1 to 2 more publishers this month. We do have some more publishers in the pipeline as well, very recognizable names that people would definitely know and want to come to the app to check out. That's for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as much as I can say about that.
I understand.
But they're definitely, top 10, top 20 type publishers kind of giving us, even more content and recognizable content. So, looking forward to that for sure.
It's awesome. Cannot wait to see.
I can't wait to see either, my friend.
I'll try to think of anything else, but I think that's about it. I mean, again, love the app, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on the phone with you right now, but I really do enjoy the app.
I appreciate that, man. But we're happy to get anyone's feedback. You can always email us info@comicblitz.com. We're on Twitter @ComicBlitz app. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/ComicBlitz. And let us know what you think. Any feedback helps us make the experience better for you and others. Tell your friends if you know someone who's into comics or is trying to get into comics, doesn't know where to start. This is a great way to discover new stuff on the real cheap as opposed to having to pay for individual issues. And, Instagram as well. Instagram.com/ComicBlitz.
Okay.
And, I mean, keep reading comics no matter what they are, if it's from us or someone else, in print or digital, whatever, but just keep supporting the medium.
Yeah.
And,
definitely.
I mean,
then I'm out of a podcast.
What's that?
I say if comics go, then I'm pretty much out of a podcast, so...
Yeah, I'd be out of a job too. So. But, I mean, look, this is something, I'm in my mid-30s now. This is something I've loved for over 20 years. So
nice.
It's exciting to be able to do something that you love, and try to contribute to an industry. And, I don't know, I could very long time. I don't know how long you have, though.
No, you're fine. Again, I mean, I've been reading comics for at least 15 years now, and
Sure.
I've got, I'd say maybe 4 long boxes and 15 short boxes full of them, and then stacks of comic books I haven't even bagged on board yet, so, yeah.
I hear you, man. I feel that pain. You know, that's a service like this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what your living situation is. So like, I know, you know, a lot of people like having an apartment, right? That doesn't mean that you have a basement or a garage to store your stuff in.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's tough. It's a really, it's not an easy thing sometimes to be able to like hold on to all, you know, all those books that you love.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that that's why, you know, some people have switched to digital, and it makes sense to do that. And yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, the print industry is thriving. For those listening, I mean, it's been a growth industry since 2000. I mean, definitely thanks to the movies that have been coming out, kind of widening the appeal of superheroes and comic book properties.
Mm-hmm.
But print, you know, make no mistake, even though we're a digital company, I mean, print is definitely thriving. So,
Oh, yeah.
which is cool. Like, I like that. I mean, most other industries, my background is in music, and the music industry, as everyone knows, was decimated by digital music.
Mm.
So it's interesting that it's not happening with comics, which, you know,
Yeah.
is a good thing.
Yeah, I gotta admit, 'cause, like, I remember when they first announced, you know, digital comics, and I was like, but you just don't have the feel of the comic in your hand, and at first I was completely against it, but now I'm kind of like, you know, this is nice, it's not nearly as bad, I don't have to worry about storage outside of my computer or anything like that, and now with your app, now I'm like, okay, cool, now I don't have to, like, buy old books, I don't have to go searching for old Zenoscope books for the Wonderland series, because I got out of comics for a short period of time, and I completely missed the Wonderland series, and now I'm like, oh, hey, here they all are. I can read them right here.
Yeah, and, you know, for me personally, it's just a convenience. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, if you ever travel or fly, I mean, instead of taking, you know, 6 to 10 graphic novels with you, you just have an iPad or, you know, a tablet or something like that. So, yeah, it's hard to beat that convenience of digital comics, but at the same time, I understand. I mean, I still like reading hardcovers. That's kind of my chosen. Like, if I was reading print, I like the hardcovers. I like having the books on my shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even with that, you know, it's funny because, like, you're waiting for the hardcover. The books just come out in hardcover, so you wait for that, or if you wait for the digital, you know, it's kind of all the same. So I know we're just going in circles now, man. I know where you go.
No, you're fine. This is great.
But yeah, I mean, thank you for the time. Thanks for having me. I mean, if you have any other questions about, you know, the digital comics or just anything in general.
No, I think that's about it.
Well, then I appreciate you having me on the show. I mean,
All right.
This is excellent. I hope your listeners can get like an inside look about digital comics. I know it's a very specific topic, so for those interested,
No, it's great. I mean, we haven't really touched on this, so we might actually have a subject for next episode.
nice. Well, like, if you ever need a follow up or anyone, if you wind up getting questions from anybody, I'm happy to help and answer. So,
All right, we'll
let me
do.
know. Thank you so much, man.
All right, you have a good one.
Take care.
All right, bye. And we're back. Hope you guys enjoyed that little interview. Again, download the app. It's free to download. You get 5 free checkouts with the books. And like he said, they're always adding more each week. So keep an eye out. You never know. You might actually find something really cool on there. So, Steve.
Yes.
I'm about to ask you, how have you been? But if I do that, then I'm going to completely forget that we have sponsors that we have to mention.
Oh, yeah, you might want to hit that. Oh,
Yeah.
I got to put the one sponsor back because we finally have it back, but
we have a sponsor back. Ooh, cool. Amazon, yes. I think I can ad-lib that one.
yeah, that one's easy to do.
All right, so Obviously, you guys know you can find us on the website at longboxcast.com, or you can find us on the Twitter account or the Facebook account, which we will mention at the end of the show. But obviously, if you just search for Longboxcast, I'm sure you guys will find us pretty easily. It's not that hard. You'll probably find us more there than the actual website. I know we're still working on that, so just stay tuned for that. We'll give you a more huge announcement for that. Also, look for us on Instagram. I'm starting to do some comic book reviews, little short ones on there. You never know. You might find something you didn't think you'd actually want to read, but hey, it's good. So anyways, we are part of the 4Ride Radio Network, the Fern. For more information, visit 4rideradio.com. To listen to this show, you can find us on Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Zune Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcast, Blueberry Podcast, Miro Guide, Double Twist, YouTube, Swell Radio, and Player FM. And now I'm hungry for some blackberries and blueberries. Thank you. Yeah. Now, I always thought that said speaker, not Spreaker with an R. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's distributing link or whatever they call it. I guess they...
Okay, well, good to know. And, of course, this podcast is brought to you by Revenge Lover Designs. See how I said that there? It's kind of cool. Illustration and designs that fit your personalities. For samples and inquiries, visit revengelover.com. And fun fact, she actually just added me. We just became friends on Facebook.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, I sent her a friend request about a month ago, and she finally just accepted yesterday.
Which she did just have a kid.
Yes, this is true. So, But we're friends now, so cool.
Yay!
Yes, and she liked one of my statuses about daylight savings time. Sucks! Also, we are proud supporters of Comic Care Comics. If you have comic books you don't want anymore, or you go to a convention, you buy a couple of books for, let's say, $1 each, donate them. What are you going to do with them? I mean, you bought them for $1. They're probably not that good of comics anyways. Most of course you find like a rare gem or something like that. But this day and age, you're not going to find a rare gem in a $1 box, unfortunately. Or if, let's say, you pass away and you want to do something good with your comics, have your comics be donated to Comic Care. I think that's a great way to do it. I might even do that, or just pass it down to my kids if I ever had kids. Who knows? I'm rambling here because Steve just left his spot, and yeah. Also, we are sponsored by Amazon. There's an Amazon link on any of the 4Ride Radio Network shows. Just look for the link, click on it, and then order your stuff.
Yep, that's how it works. Yeah, I know Eric had a little problem with the that banner for a bit, so we weren't getting any hits or anything like that when people actually bought stuff through the banner, so he fixed that.
I completely keep forgetting to use the banner until it's like after I buy something, and I'm like, fuck.
Well, you're probably like me, and this is what I hate about I like the banner, but I hate the banner for us because I always do things from my phone.
Yeah, exactly. I have the app. And also, Amazon set up this new thing where anything you buy, a percentage of it goes to your charity of choice.
Oh.
So, and they just it's like an add-on onto your web browser.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you?
Yeah, sorry, I have an update on something acrobatic that does that.
I'm like, whoa.
No, Kyle, you unlocked an achievement and or trophy on the podcast. So you just got the sponsor charity link or something. Yeah.
But no, so I clicked on it, and then they're like, which charity would you like us to send whatever to? And I'm like, let me just see if Comic Care is in there. Sure enough, it was in there, so I set it up.
Oh, I did not know. I'll have to let Eric know about that, too. That's a good way to kind of push stuff over there then.
Yeah, definitely. So, I think I got everything out of the way. Without further ado, Steve, I miss you, man.
I know, man.
I mean, I know we don't do this every week now. It's been 2 weeks. A lot's happened in the past 2 weeks. I know it's kind of exciting.
Well, I will say this. As much as I like catching up with you every week, but we still catch up just through text messages and everything like that.
Oh, yeah, but it's usually just, hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. You never go, hey, Kyle, how are you?
You know what? I'll start doing that now. There'll be another New Year's resolution. Kyle. But what I mean, though, what actually kind of benefits everybody, though, is we get a lot more news coming our way because we get to talk about new trailers that are coming out, of course, new movies and everything. That by the next time we have a show, we at least will be able to talk about Daredevil and talk about, or I'll at least be able to talk about the new Batman v Superman movie as well. So we're going to have a couple more things to talk about at least in the next coming episode as well. But we did have a lot of stuff that happened. But I'm good before we dive into the show. I'm good. Of course, like you said before, I did get my DC Legion box, is what it's called. I'm not going to bury the lead on this one. I will talk about more of it, but yes, it's exactly the same carbon copy of the Marvel Collection Core. It doesn't surprise me because it's both by the same people, the Funko Pop stuff.
Yeah.
But I will say this, though. The shirt I did get, though, I was very happy with because I thought I was going to get more of the Pop Vinyl shirts, and I didn't want to have too many of those. So I will talk about the shirt more in depth. I'm actually wearing it right now, which is actually funny.
Cool.
First shirt I have, I can give you a better shot of it, but first shirt I actually have that has Superman on it. So we will talk about that. But yeah, and we'll talk about the actually next upcoming box as well for them, which will be DC TV.
Yes, I am actually looking forward to that. So, since we're already talking about it, let's go into Can't Stop the Pop. Can't Stop the Pop, where we talk everything and anything pop vinyl.
Hey, yeah, so I know you're getting the pop vinyl. Let me just show you stuff that you probably want to waste your money on. Here.
All right, so on Can't Stop the Pop, this is where we talk everything and anything pop vinyl. If it involves a pop vinyl in some way or another, we're going to talk about it. Obviously, we have Steve just mentioned, he's got his DC box. I know you got a few new ones I saw on your Instagram account, and I just picked up 2 new ones today I cannot wait to talk about. So I think I'm actually interested in this DC box, so let's start with that.
Okay, so the DC box, like we said, is kind of like the Marvel Core box. So basically you got, a T-shirt, you get a pin, what is it called? The patch. I'm all like, what's the word for it? So this one, it was a Superman pin, kind of like the Deadpool pin. Then you had a Wonder Woman patch, which I thought was kind of cool. Open it up, of course, you had the T-shirt that I am wearing, which is cool. So it says Batman versus Superman, but what I like about the shirt is everything else is in Spanish. So it's almost like one of those luchador kind of matches kind of setup thing, which I thought was kind of interesting. So really surprising because I never wear like light colored shirts, but this is a very like light blue kind of shirt. So that was kind of cool. I will say this. I think their sizes run big. So I think with my next pop or next box I should get, I'm going to try a medium shirt.
Now, see, with that, I prefer to get a bigger shirt because you always get bigger. If you get too small of a shirt and it doesn't fit you, you're kind of screwed.
I do understand that, but I mean, these ones are really baggy compared to what like my other large shirts are. Like I always get larges and they usually fit like a different way. So I figured I'd just test it, be like, oh, because I know the next one I'm probably going to get because I am addicted to pop vinyls now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it will definitely be the Marvel Core, especially with the upcoming movie, the Civil War. I want to see what's going in that. And then, but yeah, so, and then you open it up and then you got one of those, again, I forget what they're even called, but we got that Deadpool one, like dressed as a cowboy.
Yes, the Dorbs. The
Dorbs. So this was a 2-pack. You got a Superman and an Aquaman with it. So again, I think if I'm going to keep getting these, I think that's going to be my only collection is the ones that come in these boxes. And then, of course,
yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. And of course, then I got the exclusive pop vinyl of the Batman in the armor, which looks fantastic, but I'm a little worried.
Why is that?
So, the reason why I kind of got this box was for the exclusive, basically pop vinyl, because when I saw that the armored one was available, I was like, okay, I got to get this in the store. I got to go find it because, all the other ones are kind of like they have Wonder Woman, they have Aquaman and everything like that. So, but it was weird because they said this was an exclusive, so I couldn't find the armor anywhere, like online or anything like that, before this one, was even coming out. And then I turn over the box of the Superman pop vinyl that I got, and it shows it on the back. So I'm like, because that was the reason why I got this box was to get this exclusive. So I don't know if they're just showing it in there for the number's sake. Because even with the Deadpool one that we got exclusively, you turn that over, it has all the other Deadpool listed, but that one's not on it.
Interesting.
So it was very weird. But the reason why I got Superman is I was looking for the Batman, the normal Batman, because I went to the store and they had the Desert Batman, and I've seen Wonder Woman and Aquaman, but Superman and Batman normal I could not see. So I went to Hot Topic, and they had Superman, so I said, I'm just going to go ahead and get it, in case I also run into, I guess, that Toys R Us dual pack, if they have that. with Batman and Superman. I'll probably pick that up, and then I might give my brother the actual Superman one.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's why I got that one. But I did like the Superman because it's like him kind of jumping. He's got the cool new outfit from the movie, so it is pretty kind of cool. And plus now I have a Batman versus a Superman kind of thing going on. So it's like, okay, cool. And then I ended up getting, so I originally went there to get late Christmas presents for people. So I ended up getting Matthew a pop vinyl and Eric a pop vinyl. And then what ended up happening is like I go to buy those and like, oh, it's a buy one, get one 30% off. So I'm like, oh, so then I ended up grabbing the Deadpool with the gun and the Superman as well. So those are nice. Superman and the Deadpool with the gun are my newest one, plus the armored Batman. So those are the newest one in my collection. And now I think I'm up to 15 now? Yeah, I'm up to 15. But yeah, that's my stuff. But yeah, the Legion box and the Marvel Collector's Core is 2 new additions. I might have to start picking and choosing between. Well, those you're definitely getting a pop vinyl in each one, so I might be picking and choosing, and might be getting rid of like some of the subscription boxes that I do have, just so I can keep my pop addiction. So
okay, makes sense. Speaking of pop addictions, there's actually a website, and I didn't tell you about this until now because you're gonna hate me even more. It's called Pop in a Box.
Oh, I did hear about this.
Basically, it's a subscription where they just send you a pop a month. And you don't know which one you're going to get. But what's cool about it is you can set it up so this way you at least get something you want. You go to the website, you sign up, it's free until obviously the subscription, and then you got to pay like $10 or $15.
Yes.
So you sign up and you basically just say what your collection is so far. Then after that, they'll take you like, what are you interested in? They'll ask you either if you're interested in the TV, the Disney, the DC, the Marvel, anything. And you go through them all, and then you go into those collections, and then you say which ones you would rather have out of those. So, like, say you want to get Marvel stuff, but you don't want to get, or you want to get DC stuff, but you don't want to get anything Superman related.
Yes.
Because you only just want the one Superman.
Yes.
Then you can say no to the Superman and then just say yes to everything else.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
I got it last month, and I got Ham from Toy Story, the piggy bank.
Nice. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. I have it set up for Harry Potter, Disney, and Marvel.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Yeah, because my wife loves Harry Potter and Disney. She's allowing me to display, as you can see. And then Marvel, obviously you can't go wrong with Marvel. So,
oh yeah, no, definitely not.
So it's always interesting to see what you got, but you got to make sure you keep on the site to make sure that you update what you have, because if you accidentally forget a month and you went on a shopping spree and you bought a whole bunch but you forgot to update, they could accidentally send something you already have.
Okay, yeah, I remember having a conversation with some guy actually about this. I didn't know the entire extent of it, though, because he just said, like, oh, you just kind of subscribe, and then you can get, like, so many a month or something like that, like, depending on the price point.
Yeah, you can choose, like, say, if you want to get 1 pop, 2 pop, or I think the maximum's 3 or 4. But, I mean, it's really not that bad of a price, because I think I pay, like, $9.99 plus shipping, and it comes out to be, like, $15.
That's actually not bad. Is that for
like,
2?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just asking if that was for 2?
No, that's for 1.
Oh, that's for 1? Okay.
I wish it was for 2. But this also helps me steady my collection, and I'm not going out buying everything. I can just be like, okay, I'm not going to buy anything, but I at least know I'm going to get something. Obviously, that didn't happen because I just bought 2 today, and I'm going to show you.
Well, yeah, it does happen. So, no, it does happen with that, because I do that too, where you go in and then you see stuff, you're like, and then you're like, oh, I got to. Well, that's like the reason why I bought Superman, because like we went to Barnes and Noble, they didn't have it, and then when I saw it, there was just one. I'm like, okay, I got to get it, just because it's going to be a hot commodity kind of thing. It's like that weird thing. It's all like, I'm not a big Superman fan, but I do like this pop. I do like the pop vinyls and stuff. So I'm like, I'll get it.
Now, I hate the TV show for this, but I couldn't resist because these are actually no longer, they stopped making these.
Oh, really?
And I found them at Toys R Us. It is the Teen Titans Go, Starfire, and Raven.
So I will agree with you on that one with the Teen Titan Go. I was excited when I heard Teen Titans was coming back. and then it was this thing. And I'm glad that all the voice actors came back to voice their characters. They didn't really get new people and stuff like that. But I rather would have just had a brand new Teen Titans show. But that is awesome. I did not know they don't make those anymore, which now I'm kind of jealous, which now I might have to be like, I got to get these. But yeah.
I've only heard about them being in Toys R Us. So if you go to Toys R Us and you find it, definitely grab one.
Okay.
Starfire's being sold for like $30 up on eBay. Raven's about $20. And unfortunately, those were the only two that they had. If you have a complete set, you can sell them all for about $100 together. So, I mean, that's about $20 each for all 5 characters.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so, and I mean, they're like $10 at Toys R Us.
I did actually find a birthday gift for my co-host for the horror podcast, pop vinyl. So the movie Trick or Treat, I know she doesn't listen to the show, so I don't have to worry about it. But the movie Trick or Treat, they have a Sam pop vinyl. So I found it on Amazon, and I think there's one for like $15. I'm like, all right, that's not too bad, because they usually range from about, $8.99 to about $12.99, and sometimes if it's one of these ones that are very hard to find, you might be looking. I remember looking at the Hulkbuster that I wanted to get during the collector's core thing, and I think that thing's up to like $50 right now, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that one there is the most expensive one I'm going for. I've managed to get the collector core, Thor, the Jane Foster, and the Morbius. I still have to get Miles Morales. And actually, no, mostly just Miles Morales because I don't want the maskless Ant-Man. I could care less about that.
Yeah, that one's actually, it's funny. That one's not really that high price I saw on Amazon. But the only thing that I thought was cool about that one was the fact that it comes with like a miniature Ant-Man. That was about it. But it wasn't like anything that I'm like, oh yeah, but the female Thor, the Jane Foster one, I was kind of like, ooh, damn, I missed out on that one. But yeah, I was looking at the Hulkbuster, I was like, I kind of wish I would have done this earlier because I'm like, that one's like kind of like, I don't have any Iron Man, and just to have that one in my collection, I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah. So I've been there's this one website I go to, popvinyls.com, and they have a section where they have a coming soon.
Oh, okay.
And they tell you what's coming out. And I'm just going to go through some of them that I find really cool. Series 2 for Harry Potter is coming out. I know you're a Harry Potter fan.
No, I do like Harry Potter. So,
coming in that set is Luna Lovegood, a Dementor, Sirius Black,
okay,
Draco, Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, separate cases, but they're both in their outfits from the 4th movie's dance.
Oh, okay, cool. So you got Ron in that really bad suit?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's also going to be a Dobby with holding a sock. Harry Potter in his outfit for... Actually, yeah, it looks like... I don't want to say it's a Quidditch outfit. It looks like the one from the 4th movie.
Maybe it's his. Okay, so it's his outfit for the games, the Goblet of Fire games. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Goblet of Fire. And then there's another Albus Dumbledore coming out.
Ooh.
So there's that, and I've seen there's at least 2 other Albus Dumbledores I've seen. Do you watch Better Call Saul?
I've seen the first episode. I need to watch the rest of it because I do love that character because I did see Breaking Bad.
Okay, well, Better Call Saul pop vinyls are coming out. Game of Thrones, One Piece, Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Crap. Okay, so I will say this. I did see, and a co-host of mine did get the Cheshire Cat.
Yes. There's 2 versions. There's a normal version, and then there's a flocked version where it's like a little fuzzy.
Okay, that's the one she got, and she found it at Hot Topic, and it is like $15 for that one. But I did not know there was 2 versions of that. So
yeah, that's the Hot Topic exclusive.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool looking. I was kind of like, that's kind of creative that they started doing that. So
also coming out, you got Supergirl, Black Manta, Firestorm, Cyborg, and Power Girl, all in their comic book versions.
Ooh.
So Cyborg's got like his original costume from like the early from like the 80s. You got Firestorm, Supergirl, Power Girl. Black Manta's just a badass.
Yeah, once you said Black Manta, I'm kind of like, I kind of want that one.
Yeah, Black Manta. I'm a sucker for the villains. I may actually also just get a Firestorm. Let's see here. Captain America Civil War is coming out soon. You can already start to pre-order those.
Ooh, which already I'm not sure which one you're going to get in the the box.
Mm-hmm. Watch that one there be Spider-Man.
If it's going to be Spider-Man, that's kind of cool. But already when they showed the other pictures, the Black Panther one looks pretty freaking sweet, though.
Now, let's see here. What else we got? Secret Life of Pets, the new Disney movie coming out later. Star Wars Rancor 3-pack. Comes with Luke Skywalker, the Rancor, and the green chick.
Yes.
And then this one I found to be freaking hysterical. Coming out in July. It's called Pop the Vote. And it's exactly what you might be thinking. Okay. It is Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and Bernie Sanders.
I might just get that just because you're like, they're never going to do this again.
Exactly. So what's cool about this site is they actually show you some of the stuff that's coming out. Obviously, if the images have already been released.
Yeah.
They also have a list of stuff that's still coming out, but they don't have pictures for it, which is weird because I know they have pictures of the Sailor Moon, but they have it part of this section. So that's obviously weird. Sailor Moon's coming out. Top Gun.
Oh, shit.
Dark Crystal.
Oh.
Scooby-Doo.
Whoa, they're getting Scooby-Doo?
Yes, and they're also doing a Scooby-Doo Pop Rides, which means they're going to be releasing the Mystery Machine.
Okay, I'm all over that one now.
A-Team. Lost.
Oh, cool.
Flash Gordon. Spider-Gwen, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk.
Yeah, I definitely need to get a Spider-Gwen.
Falcon, the comic book version. Doc Ock. Wave 2 of Bob's Burgers and Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Looney Tunes Duck Dodgers.
I'm all over that one now, too.
Yep. Let's see here. What else we got here? Star versus the Forces of Evil. Toy Story Pop Rides, which I've already been confirmed as being RC.
Oh, with Buzz and Woody with it?
I don't know if Buzz and Woody's coming with it, but if they're smart, they'll release it with a Buzz with a rocket on its back.
Yeah, I was just about to say you need to do that.
Let's see here. Warcraft movie, Resident Evil, Mega Man.
Shit, Mega Man?
Yeah. Golden Girls. Oh, I got to get a B.R. Arthur just to go with my Deadpool pops.
Before you jump into more, that just reminded me that when you said, oh crap, so when you said the Mega Man, I just found out they had Pac-Man, so now I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to find that.
Nice.
And they have like all the ghosts, and then they have the blue ghosts, and then Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man. And they look pretty freaking dope.
Nice. Cheech and Chong.
Please tell me they're doing a ride one.
No, so far it's just Cheech and Chong.
Oh man, if they would have done the van, that would have been great.
Let's see here. Obviously, Power Rangers are coming back, which I love because they only ever released the White Ranger, the Pink Ranger, and the Red Ranger.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm hoping they do more. Or if they're really cool about it, they'll do every single Red Ranger.
That'd be kind of cool. Or what if they did villains?
I would love them. Let's see here. We got Walking Dead, Braveheart, Gladiator, Ghostbusters reboot.
Okay, yes. I saw those. Those look actually kind of cool, but I still want to get some of the I only have Slimer.
Ghostbusters reboot Pop Rides.
Okay, so they're probably going to do the motorcycle and the car.
Yeah, or the hearse, you mean?
Yeah.
Twilight. I know you don't probably care about that. Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, Conan the Barbarian. Is it Arnold Schwarzenegger or comic?
It just says Conan the Barbarian. So
I bet to be Arnold. We better get some.
This is the section where I can't view pictures of anything, so it's just words. Red Sonja, they're coming out with. Oh, you'll love this one, Animaniacs.
No.
Along with Archer. Powerpuff Girls, Rick and Morty.
They're finally doing Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do they have a ride for that one?
Not yet. There's a Hanna-Barbera Wave 4.
Okay.
So who knows what that'll have. Star Wars The Force Awakens Wave 3.
Damn, they're already at 3.
Steven Universe, Alice Finding Dory, Pete's Dragon, Suicide Squad.
Ooh.
Independence Day 2. Harry Potter Hogwarts Express rides.
Okay.
So it's the train. Arrow, Speedy, and Green Arrow pack. So it looks like those two will be coming together.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Flash Zoom.
Ooh.
So yeah, that'll be cool. Doug from Pixar's Up.
Okay.
Now, let's see here. And then WWE Kevin Owens, Eva Marie, and Bret Hart.
Not familiar.
Okay. And then down here, Space Ghost.
No.
Bill and Ted.
Excellent.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Need to still see the movie.
And Mean Girls.
You know what? I would get a Lindsay Lohan Mean Girls. When she was in her prime. If they have a Tina Fey that comes along with that, her character.
I'm sure you can find a Tina. I would love to get a Tina Fey as Sarah Palin pop.
That'd be awesome. Or they did if they did 30 Rock stuff, that'd be pretty funny.
No, I'd love if they just released like a Tina Fey as Sarah Palin and a Sailor Palin, and it's literally the same thing. It's just the box is something different.
That'd be great. Actually, what they should do, they'd be like, it's Tina Fey as Sarah Palin 2-pack, and then it's with John McCain when they were both on Saturday Night Live together, and then they do the Sarah Palin with John McCain, but they look exactly alike. You're like, wait, what? The only way you can tell the difference is just it's at the bottom saying Tina Fey ad,
Yeah.
That'd be kind of funny.
So I think that pretty much covers up all the news for Pops.
So I have to do more overtime now because I already, like I said, like as soon as they made Rick and Morty, I was buying all of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I said if they made Scooby-Doo, I was going to get all of those. So already, those are like 2 sets. I'm going to get all of them. If they have Mr. Meese in the Rick and Morty set, I'm going to flip my fucking shit.
Nice. I'll be honest, I've only ever seen one episode of Rick and Morty.
I'll put it this way. If you have Hulu.
I do.
Okay.
It's something I've been wanting to watch. It's just the wife probably doesn't want to watch, so I got to wait until she's not home.
No, that's totally fine. But I'm saying the first season's on Hulu right now. I've seen the second season. They just got approved for like a third season. But like Rick and Morty, oh my god, it's just one of those
episode. The one episode I saw was the one where you find out that the car is being run by another universe type, shrunken universe type thing.
That's in season 2. Yeah, that one's great because he comes in there, he's all flicking them off. He's like, "I told him this is hello" and everything.
And then he created a universe to power their universe and so forth and so forth. And
yeah, he's like, yeah, you shouldn't really be playing God here or whatnot. And then Morty's like, Rick, that's exactly what you're doing. Like,
anyways, so without further ado, obviously I got a comic block.
Yes. Okay, now is this the new comic block? Because I did get an email talking about people who would be grandfathered into a brand new, bigger comic block.
Don't think this is the newest one. I think it starts next month, I believe. Okay. Because I was looking at it, and I have until May.
Okay.
So I'm still squared away, but I was looking at their pre-orders again, and it's like comic block $19.99. So it's going up $6 from $13.99 to $19.99. So this is also kind of...
Oh, sorry. They're just making it like an actual big block, like the arcade block and everything like that.
Yeah, but it looks like it's actually coming with more books in this one. And they actually have an ad in here for Comic Block is Evolving. The new, and I'll read what it says because I'm a huge fan of this. So, the new bigger comic block will bring you a mix of comics and collectibles as well as a great comic t-shirt every month, which it kind of already does.
Okay.
We are stuffing this new comic block with the same items you know and love and adding bigger and better comic collectibles to help you build the best collection on the planet. This is the block for all true believers. The new comic block will be $19.99, but current subscribers have no fear. All current subscribers will be initially grandfathered into the new comic block at the original price. For more details, visit support.nerdblock.com.
Which hopefully Eric gets back to us on all that sponsorship.
And then on the back of it, it says, this March, Comic Block is bringing you an epic item from Batman v Superman.
Yeah, so I have a feeling. So I already got my first Batman v Superman block, pretty much. But then I have something coming from Loot Crate. But Loot Crate is doing just verses across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious what they're going to have, because this sounds like they're talking about versus like Predator versus Aliens. They're talking about, Batman v Superman. They're talking about Daredevil stuff. So
they could literally just. They always do like a vague topic and then just put something in there from everything.
Yeah.
Now, this is a T-shirt, and I know you're going to love it.
Oh, now that's pretty freaking cool. Now, I know you're not a fan of the Joker, but that's awesome.
Yeah, it's the Joker's head, and then like it's half an actual picture, and then the other half is just like a bunch of coming out of his face is just like a bunch of the words ha, 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 and it kind of creating the image. So it's kind of cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I haven't figured that part out yet.
Well, I say if you have anybody in your life who's a huge Batman fan, you should give them that.
I don't know anyone.
Oh, I thought maybe your
father-in-law yet. No.
No,
I'm kidding. Yeah, I'll give it to him probably. I don't know.
You know what you should do? You should save it and wait till it's his birthday and be like, boom, done shopping.
His birthday was in February.
Father's Day is coming up in June.
Exactly. So the books I got.
Okay.
I got Deadpool and the Mercs for Money, #1.
Ooh, okay.
Which is cool because I was thinking about getting it, but then I was like, nah, I'll be fine. I don't need it. So got that. And then there is Hellboy #1.
Oh, shit.
And then Hellboy Winter Special.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. I love. So, you know what? We really need. Like, I have. Like, I forget how many volumes I have of Hellboy. I really need to go back and start collecting those again. But we really need to do just like a Hellboy episode. Are you a fan of Hellboy?
Not a major fan. I've seen the first movie. It's been a while. I probably have to rewatch everything.
You haven't seen the second one?
No, I own it. I think I just never got around to watching it.
Okay, I highly recommend the first one's really good, but the second one I really like just because the guy who created Hellboy really had a lot of say in the actual like script and writing and stuff like that. So it feels more like the comic books.
Mm-hmm. Now, I believe I remember reading that the bigger comic blocks, they're going to come with like 4 to 6 comics.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
So that you can get more comics. You're going to probably add in another T-shirt and then maybe like one item.
Okay, that's not bad actually though, because you're getting a lot of comics.
Yeah, which is cool because that's what I like about it is because I'm actually getting comic books, and you can't go wrong with comic books because you can always. Who knows? I could read that Hellboy #1 and be like, oh my gosh, Hellboy is amazing. I want to keep reading this book. It's always putting me on to new and different books. Unlike if you get like just a regular old nerd block, they're great, but it's something you're always probably going to get something you don't want or something like that. And you're just like, I don't understand this reference. Like the oven mitt from the Deadpool block. I didn't really understand the reference. I just figured it was like a Nintendo controller almost or something.
Okay, yeah. Which is funny because that's why my main one was arcade block because like most of the stuff that I get in there, I know everything about video games, so it really fits my needs. In fact, I just got a salt and pepper shaker of like Super Mario Brothers.
Nice.
The last one, which is kind of cool. So one's like a pipe and then one's like a mushroom.
That's awesome.
But I could totally like understand where like you'll get something and you're like, I don't know what this is. Actually, it just happened to my co-host. She gets Nerd Block. And she was like, Anna from Not Another Be Horrorcast, but she was like, she literally got Harry Potter stuff. She's like, I'm not a fan of Harry Potter. So she had like a T-shirt from them and 2 other things. And she's like, well, I know a girl at work that likes Harry Potter, so I'll just give it to her for her birthday. But it was kind of like these things like she's like, like I'm not really a fan kind of thing.
And then, of course, you feel like, oh, I just wasted $20 on this thing. I didn't really get anything that I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, come to find out, I didn't realize. I thought I had just signed up for the 1 month for the Deadpool block.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I didn't realize until March hit, and I was like, "Oh, hey, look, I'm getting another nerd block."
Well, this one
I just canceled it, so
I'll get
one more. So we'll see what this nerd block is, and yeah.
This one I know had something from Batman v Superman, and then I forget what else was their little advertisement. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's that's my comic block.
Very cool.
Yeah, so my books that I got.
Yes.
I got Spider-Man, which is the Miles Morales book.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that cover.
Yeah, he's holding Cap shield. This is what we should have seen in the Civil War trailer.
You know what? I would have been all for that Spider-Man in the MC universe. Like, I just don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I love classic Spider-Man. I like Peter Parker and everything like that. But I was like, give us something that we haven't seen. Because honestly, I don't know his backstory. I know a little bit of it. I know he's a brand new Spider-Man. I know he
still got bit by a radioactive spider. I can tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't really become Spider-Man until after the Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe passed away. But Ultimate Universe no longer exists. This actually takes place of Miles Morales being in the normal universe.
Okay.
And so basically, it starts off with Spider-Man who just got done. Miles Morales just got done fighting a demon. Spider-Man shows up and he goes, "What the hell did you do?" Because he's thinking Miles Morales did all this. The Avengers are laying out basically unconscious. And basically Peter's blaming Miles. And he's like, "What did you do? Why did you do this?" He goes, No, it wasn't me. There was a demon. And he goes, "What color was the demon?" He's like, "It was black, I think." And Peter goes, "Oh, good. Not red. I hate the red one." So probably referencing Mephisto and that whole story right there. So I thought it was kind of funny. So then, of course, Peter's like, "Look, we really got to talk. I don't want you calling yourself Spider-Man anymore. I don't like it. People are confusing us and all that stuff." He goes, "Wait, what? You told me I could be Spider-Man." And then it does like a little flashback of them meeting and, they're talking. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, you could totally be Spider-Man. Your costume's a whole lot cooler than me. Mine, trust me, I'm jealous." But he's like, "You have my blessing. You can be Spider-Man." And then, Demon shows back up, and then Miles and basically knocks out Peter Parker. So Miles Morales with Captain America's shield basically goes up against this demon, I guess called Blackheart.
Oh, okay, from Ghost Rider. Okay.
Yeah, and just annihilates him, just destroys him. Miles Morales by himself.
Wow.
Yeah, just completely destroys him. And people are seeing this, taking pictures of him and everything like that. And then when he's finally out, Tony Stark and Falcon, Captain America are like, "Wow, I can't believe you just did this." And then what's weird is a cop from the crowd or whatever shows up and points a gun over at them, and he's like, "You guys gonna clean this up?" and whatnot. And then he points a gun at Miles, and the cop's shaking. He goes, "Calm down." And he's like, I don't know who this is." He's like, "I don't recognize this guy." And he's like, "You know exactly who," and then someone says, "You know exactly who this is? He's Spider-Man." And it's Peter Parker, Spider-Man, saying, "He's Spider-Man. You can trust him."
Mm.
And then Peter's like, "All right, Miles, get out of here. You're fine." And then as he leaves, Peter Parker's like, "I need a copyright lawyer." And also before, while they were talking, Peter had said, "At least you asked me for permission for using my name." Spider-Woman just started using it and didn't even ask me for permission. So, yeah, trust me, you're fine using it. And then afterwards, Miles goes back to his place, his friend showing him a video of this fangirl geeking out. Because I guess someone zoomed in on a picture of Miles fighting the demon, and I guess his costume ripped, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, he's black."
Oh.
So she's like, "The new Spider-Man is brown. He's a kid of color. This is huge. Is he African-American? Is he Indian? Is he Hispanic? I don't know. But he is definitely color. So exciting." And, he's like, "Why does she care? Why does this matter?" And they started talking about it a little bit more and whatnot. But, and then the news starts picking up on the new Spider-Man. They're like, anytime a new Spider-Man shows up, some of the old villains start coming out of the woodwork, and then you see, like, Black Cat exercising and whatnot, and she's looking up at the news as this whole thing's going on. I was like, okay, I'm ready. So it's a cute little book. I enjoyed it. Definitely pick up Spider-Man. One of the better of the Spider-Man books going on, except for Spider-Verse. That one's great. Next book is Invincible Iron Man, number 7.
Yeah, you've been really into the Iron Man lately.
Yeah, this book has been really good. I mean, it's Brian Michael Bendis. I love his writing. It was actually, I want to say New Avengers number 11 or 12 that actually got me hooked, and he actually wrote that issue. Well, he was doing the whole New Avengers run, and I had accidentally got the book in my pull box, but I didn't say anything. I ended up reading it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Because I was only getting DC books.
Okay,
It was like my first actual Marvel book, and I loved it, so that's kind of what got me hooked. Bendis' writing is amazing. I mean, he also wrote Secret Invasion, House of M, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, you know, Tony Stark's having a conversation with Mary Jane Watson because he's interviewing her for a new job position to work for him. And so they're talking and whatnot, and then basically he's like, you know, this is what you're going to be doing. You need to help me with my image. You need to help me better it and whatnot. And then she's like, okay, then. You know, I think I get the idea of it. And then Tony's like, look, there's something you need to know. I've already had this conversation. She's like, what do you mean? He's like, I've already played this conversation out in my head. This is the type of person I am. I have multiple different conversations in my head, playing everything out. So I pretty much know how anything's going to end. There's nothing you can do that will surprise me. So she says, I called Pepper Potts. And he's like, you did what? And she goes, I called Pepper Potts. He goes, no, you didn't. She goes, yes, I did. He's like, what'd you talk about? She goes, I can't tell you that. It's between her and me. But I still showed up, so if that gives you any idea, he goes, seriously, what'd you guys talk about? She goes, I'm not going to say anything. So then, eventually, Tony Stark's AI shows up Friday, and... Did you hear that?
Are they yelling at the cat?
Yeah. I'll cut that part out.
Oh, you're good. I think it's funny.
So then, obviously, Friday shows up, and she's like, look, you still haven't heard from War Machine. I don't know what's going on, because he sent War Machine off to go investigate a Tokyo Stark Labs thing that got broken into a while back.
Okay.
So then he's like, well, I should probably go, but how long is it going to take? And she's like, it's going to take you too long to get there. And he's like, well, is there anyone I can call to check in? And she goes, yes, there is, but you're not going to like it. He goes, who? And she says, Peter Parker. And he's like, all right, call him. And Mary Jane's like, you have a problem with Peter Parker? And he says, only the fact that he's doing my act down to the T while my company is bleeding dry and his is on the rise. Because Peter Parker actually has his own tech company now. Oh. He's doing really good and whatnot. And everyone thinks that Spider-Man is Peter Parker's bodyguard.
Ah.
So that's kind of how they tie the two together. So even Tony Stark thinks that's his bodyguard. No one knows that Peter Parker and Spider-Man are the same.
Okay.
So then they try calling him, but he doesn't answer. He goes, well, obviously, because I'm calling him, so that's not going to happen. So Mary Jane's like, actually use this number to call. And it's basically an emergency private number. And he's like, how the hell do you have that? And she's like, I just do. And he goes, and she's like, it's complicated. So then, after she says it's complicated, he goes, are you his biological father? She goes, what? No. He goes, then it's not that complicated. And he's like, what's the deal? She's like, well, we knew each other in college and other stuff. So then, and he's like, okay, fine, you got the job, you're hired. And then you see War Machine being tied up, and someone's interrogating him. Forget who it is, but she's able to pull all of the armor on him completely off. Just it kind of like Magneto almost, but not Magneto, obviously. And so then, of course, you see Iron Man on his way to go save War Machine, but Spider-Man's also looking around for him, and he's not really sure where he is, but he's swinging around trying to find him. So and then the final book I promise I'm almost done rambling, kids.
Yeah, you're good. I like this.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1.
Ooh.
Yes. From Boom Studios. I highly recommend this book. It's so good. And you're going to laugh at the beginning part. Bulk and Skull are basically doing a YouTube video of saying, welcome to Ranger Station, your home for all things Power Rangers. And so he said, they're like, it's basically Skull's filming Bulk, and they're talking about, how you can get all the information on the stuff. And he goes, coming to you from Angel Grove, California. He says, I'm your host, Bulk, and as always, I'm joined by my partner, Skull. So he turns the camera and he goes, what's up, Rangites and Rangettes? And so, Bulk's like, for you turning in for the first time. Skull's like, shame on you. And he's like, now, Skull, every episode is someone's first.
Ah.
Yeah, so a little Stan Lee mention kind of there.
Yeah, Stan Lee does that with he's like everybody's first comic book. Every comic book might be somebody's first comic book.
And then he's like, and a gateway to becoming a subscriber.
Ah.
And he's like, so quick recap, this show dates all the way back to the first incident when the world first heard the name Rita Repulsa and learned of her quest to conquer the world. But while that day might be remembered most for ushering in an age of crisis, terror, and really ugly monsters, we here at Ranger Station choose to look at things slightly different. Like you see on that day, the world also got heroes, the Power Rangers. Who are they? How did they get their powers? And just where do they hide their big, giant robots?
That is true. Where did they do that?
No one knows for sure. And then Skull chimes in, but we have theories. And by becoming a premium subscriber to Ranger Station, you'll be able to hear us talk about those theories every week on the Ranger Station podcast.
Oh!
Yeah. I would have laughed my ass off if it ended up saying Ranger Command Power Hour podcast. Like a shout out to Eric Berry and his show. I would have laughed my ass off if that happened, but... So then Bulk's like, cut. We plug at the end, idiot. The end. So then, it keeps going on a little bit. He starts interviewing people. He's like, what do you guys think of the new Green Ranger? Just last week, he was evil and fighting the Power Rangers, and now all of a sudden he's on their side. What's going on? And then, of course, they start referencing issue 0, where the Green Ranger Zord was having troubles, and it looks like the Green Ranger, the Zord actually destroyed the bridge when it didn't. Well, I mean, it did, but it was an accident.
Yeah.
So then Kimberly and Tommy are in the hallways after Bulk and Skull try interviewing Tommy about the Green Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like, so you want to go grab some coffee afterwards and just talk? He goes, yeah, sure, that'd be great. I love it. And then, of course, you see in class, Zach and Jason end up getting detention. Trini and Billy say that they're going to go check out the schematics on the Dragon Zord, see why it locked up on Tommy, but we all know that it was just him freaking out because he's having post-traumatic stress disorder.
Hmm.
And then eventually you see Tommy and Kimberly end up going to... You see them out just fighting a bunch of putties and whatnot and fighting a huge monster. And Tommy's basically taking all these civilians like, all right, we're going to go down this street. We're going to go down this way. We're going to get you guys out of here, so be completely safe. And then they go down the one way, and then Putty starts showing up and then end up actually killing the civilians.
Ooh, dang, they went dark.
But then the simulation ends. Apparently it was a simulation, kind of like the Danger Zone almost.
Ah.
Which I find to be freaking awesome because you never actually hear about this in the show or anything like that. It's like, how do they train?
Yeah.
This is how they train. And Zordon's like, look, no matter what decision you made, it was going to be wrong. This was basically an unwinnable situation. You would have lost. I wanted to show... we basically were just testing you to see how you can deal with the stress of actually losing. And you passed. So then Tommy's like, all right, I want to do it again. And then he's like, look, Kimberly, I'm sorry. I know we talked about coffee, but I want to keep doing this. So then she's like, oh, okay, no big deal at all. All sad and whatnot. And then it ends with one of Rita's henchmen, Scorpina, basically holding a knife up to his neck later on when he's laying in bed, and she's like, "You only have a few moments left." So, yeah, love this book.
That's pretty tight.
And not emphasize that enough. And I mean, obviously, you guys already know I'm a huge Power Rangers fan, but I'm not a big Mighty Morphin fan. But this book is amazing. I cannot wait for issue 2. And then obviously we talked about last episode. They're doing a Pink Ranger miniseries, so that's something else to look forward to.
Very cool. Very cool.
So yeah, I think that covers all of the reviews and whatnot. So let's see here. Obviously, we haven't had any Flash or Arrow because they're on a small few-week hiatus.
Yes, I did finally catch up, except I haven't watched the latest Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay, now, what do you think so far?
Okay, the main guy, Rip,
yeah.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, I'm sitting there going like, and I don't know the schematics of his time thing or anything. I'm like, why don't you just go back in time when he's like a fetus and just kill him then? Because honestly, he's sitting here going like, we can't do stuff because it'll ruin the timeline. I'm like, everything you've done this far has ruined the timeline.
Well, I think the reason why they can't kill him when he was a fetus was because basically, if Vandal Savage doesn't become immortal, someone else will end up taking that place.
Okay.
Like Joe Schmo will then become the whatever role that he was, because someone else is going to end up taking that role that Vandal Savage was meant to have in Egypt.
Okay.
And then eventually they could have wound up in the same situation. So that's the reason they got to let time play out to an extent, and then like, okay, now let's kill him.
Okay, I'll give him that much, but still, just a lot of stuff. I'm just like, dang, man, this guy just. I don't know. It's enjoyable, but I kind of feel like it sucks because, like, you kind of feel like you're not using all your team members. Like, you're like, I'm only picking these 3, and then it's like everyone shows up again anyways. I'm like, why don't you? Have you not learned from your first mistake already?
Now, what'd you think of the future episode?
I really enjoyed that one. I liked the fact that Oliver Quinn went missing. I liked the fact that he had his arm missing, which I thought was phenomenal. So it was really interesting and kind of, cool to see like all that kind of stuff. So, I did like the little tiff between, Captain Cold and,
Heatwave.
There we go. I was all like,
yeah. So how about that ending of the last, episode or so ago?
Yeah. So it's getting pretty intense with those two already. So it's just like, all right, but, yeah.
I can't believe he actually did what he did.
So it's getting crazy, but yeah. So far, I caught up, so I'm like, yay, finally. And then I got to watch the latest episode of Gotham. The thing with Mr. Freeze has been interesting. So,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed with the ending of Mr. Freeze storyline.
Oh, it already ended.
Yeah, it was a 2-parter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint you there. Basically, they changed a few things up because you know how Mr. Freeze basically has his wife on ice.
Yes.
Throughout his history, and basically he's just waiting to be able to save her?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
No?
That's not happening.
Oh, so I'm guessing either the wife dies or they save her.
No, she dies.
Oh.
She ends up switching the canisters on him. So when he goes to freeze her, she kind of breaks apart and dies.
Oh, gee. Gotham, look, I was giving you guys the benefit of the doubt. You're throwing in villains. You're trying to give us this new kind of story.
Although, I will say this, Hugo Strange has been pretty sweet lately.
Okay. See, that's been my favorite so far is BD. I'm a huge BD Wong fans from, Law & Order SVU and then in the Jurassic Park movies and all the kind of stuff.
Wasn't he also in Lost?
I don't know if he was in Lost.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
I feel bad what I'm about to say. I think it might be another Asian.
I was just about to say the same thing, so now I don't feel so bad.
All right. But yeah, so far, we're waiting for Flash to come back. I know when Flash and Supergirl come back, it's going to be in a big bad way, so that's going to be interesting.
I want to say it's actually 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
From the day we're recording, so we may not be recording that night because I'm going to be watching that shit live.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
So if you want to record that Sunday beforehand,
Yeah, we could totally do that, and we could actually do your anticipation up for the.
Oh, cannot wait. Because obviously you saw the promo art for it where they're showing them basically racing against each other.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I hope that's in the show. I really do. Synopsis for the episode revealed basically Barry gets stuck in another universe and he asks Supergirl for help, and basically to repay, he's going to help her with the Silver Banshee and Livewire.
Oh, okay. Okay, that should be interesting. So we'll see how that happens. Okay, so they are going to do cross-platform of different universes with that one. Okay.
Yes. Because obviously you really can't do that because Superman is such a huge such a huge figure in the Supergirl universe already that if you say that Flash and Arrow are in the same universe as that, then you're basically saying, oh, hey, by the way, there's a guy over there in Metropolis that's been saving the place for a long time now, but we don't mention him.
Yeah, that's true.
So they got to kind of keep it a little bit separate. And then I would love it if they did later on, they do a crossover with Gotham.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
And just have the Gotham, just Barry ends up going over there, or even Barry and Arrow go over there or something.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Oliver Queen would be a little bit more fitting for Gotham.
I think so too, yeah.
And because I would just love to see Oliver Queen meet Bruce Wayne and be like, you've got to be shitting me.
Like, you don't know this, but apparently you're going to become a badass. But right now you're a bitch.
No, he doesn't even know who Bruce Wayne is. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Rip Hunter did mention, I've seen Men of Steel fall and Dark Knights die, or vice versa, whichever. So, I mean, it's possible. I mean, eventually Superman and Batman will show up, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I would love it if Barry ends up going to a universe where his dad is the Flash.
That would be pretty sweet.
And they actually reuse his old costume.
That'd be funny.
They could visit Smallville and all that stuff.
I mean, that's the thing. With them doing what they did, there's so many possibilities and everything like that. And then, of course, we got Kevin Smith directing one of the episodes coming up pretty soon.
We don't know which episode it is, but it's coming eventually.
Yeah, he talked a little bit about it. He said he already got to see a couple of shows beforehand. They weren't like completely done, but he has to watch. He watched those just so they know where the script's going and everything like that. So when he does directing,
makes sense.
It was pretty interesting him talking about it.
Makes sense. That's cool.
He did say the funniest thing though. He was all like, they're outside of Jitters. He's like, hey, let's go inside and get a Flash. And then some of the creator people with him, they're like, wow, it's so refreshing to actually have somebody here who actually watches the freaking show.
I mean, I guess, if you're, I mean, it's like us. We are the podcast. We live the podcast. So we're not really going to listen to the podcast, especially me, because I edit the fucking podcast. So I have to listen to it again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, on How I Met Your Mother, when, Barney Stinson says, the only people who haven't watched Star Wars are the people who were in Star Wars because they lived Star Wars.
Yeah, kind of thing.
So I can understand why people on the show haven't seen the show or don't watch the show because they've already lived the show basically. And it's like, now obviously some of the actors rewatch because they only see certain scenes. And so they want to keep up and they want to stay fresh. And they also live tweet with the fans, which is really cool too.
Yeah. So that's always fun.
Mm-hmm. Are you caught up with Walking Dead at all, or?
No, Walking Dead, I have no idea how I'm going to catch up on this thing because I've not had time to sit down and everything. I already know the stuff that happened with Carl. You can just go ahead and lay it in.
Basically, Carl gets shot in the eye. Saw that in the comic book, so I knew that was coming eventually. Rick and Michonne are hooking up. Which I had a feeling because in the comics it was Rick and Andrea, but they killed Andrea, so I was like, okay, the only female left is either Carol or Michonne, and obviously Michonne's better fit.
Yeah.
Latest episode last night was actually pretty good. Basically, Carol and Maggie get kidnapped, and they just destroyed these people. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I really do recommend if you can find a way. Obviously, probably Netflix when it hits up again next year.
Yeah, basically what I need to do is I need to catch up because I have the stuff for AMC to log in. I just need to I've been so far behind that I'm just like, you know what, I might just wait till next year, binge watch it, and then when it's current, just watch it.
Yeah. So Flash, Arrow, Gotham, Walking Dead. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back, by the way.
Okay, good. Yay, nay?
I mean, they're starting to get a little bit more into the whole powers thing and superheroes and whatnot. I mean, the first episode came back last week. It's not bad. Give it more time and I'll probably hate it again. But, I mean, it just hasn't been the same since the beginning when you had the full extent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you got to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff with S.H.I.E.L.D. But then when Hydra attacks, S.H.I.E.L.D's no more, so you don't get to see all the full behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if they're ever going to come back, especially with the next thing we'll be talking about soon, but with everything that's going to happen in Captain America, I mean...
Yeah. And then finally, Supergirl. Have you been watching it yet? Or
I haven't had a chance to check it out because I don't have any access. Right. Yes.
I am going to let you borrow my CBS All Access.
Okay.
Basically, it doesn't have all the episodes. I think it has episodes 1 and then 10 and up.
Okay.
But that's all you really need to see. Because I watched 10. Because I watched 1 when it first aired and loved it. But obviously we record Monday, so I don't get to watch the show all the time. So I kind of just lost track of time and whatnot. But then I started binge watching it, and I started with episode 10, and it's the White Martians attack.
Okay.
So that was really sweet, seeing the White Martians attack, and you could see the team up between Supergirl and Martian Manhunter.
Oh.
Episode after that was the Bizarro Supergirl. After that, she gets attacked by this plant thing that basically gives her nightmares. Well, not nightmares, but basically it makes you see what you want to see and makes you think it's real. So there was that. And then you'll love this. There was a part where there was basically a bounty hunter collecting all the Phantom Zone escapees.
Oh.
Yeah, because basically in the beginning, the way they tell the story is when her ship left Krypton, it ended up going into a portal of the Phantom Zone and got locked in there.
Okay.
But then basically something happened and they all escaped. And that's when her ship landed on Earth. Superman came, rescued her, and left her with a family that ends up being a past Supergirl and a past Superman. So basically, I guess one of the guards managed to survive the outbreak. And he basically is going on a bounty hunt trying to kill all the escapees.
Oh, okay.
Even though some of the escapees weren't really meant to be there for such a bad thing. Like this one guy, he was like, look, it was my first time trying to steal something, and I was horrible at it, and I got caught, so they put me in the Phantom Zone. Or no, wasn't stealing something. He was drug smuggling.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to be a drug smuggler. His first time, he gets caught. He was just doing it to try and make money for his family. He didn't want to, but it was all he had. So this was like one of the guys, and he ends up getting caught by the bounty hunter guy. But what's funny is they're like, okay, so we got a bounty hunter on our hands, and Supergirl works for this government or non-government agency. And her sister who works there, she looks to her boss, who's the Martian Manhunter, and she goes, you don't think... And he goes, no. If it was him, we would know. Referencing Lobo.
Ah.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll get to see him maybe, because that would be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
So Supergirl has been really good, and the last episode they had Indigo on it. So I don't know if you ever read the Outsiders comic book.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a purple chick, or a blue purplish chick, basically Indigo.
Yeah.
She's basically a villain, and she's actually played by Laura Vandervoot, who played Supergirl in Smallville.
Oh.
So, and she reveals that she was the one that broke everyone out of the prison.
Okay.
Yes, and she's also known as Brainiac 3 or 4 or something like that.
Okay.
Because I know Brainiac 5 is with the Legion of Superheroes. But speaking of Legion of Superheroes, Supergirl ends up going to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, I heard about this.
And there's a little ice thing, and on top of it, it's got the Legion flight ring. And I'm like, oh my god, it's the fucking Legion flight ring.
That's crazy. Okay.
And then on their way there, Jimmy Olsen, he's like, basically Supergirl, Jimmy Olsen took her, but Supergirl obviously had to fly him. So when they get there, he goes, "Did anyone ever tell you you're faster than your cousin?" And she just gets like this big old smile grin on her face, and she's like, "Really? That's awesome."
That's funny.
Yeah. So Supergirl, I have to admit, is really freaking good. It's up there with Flash and Arrow.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad that DC is actually homing in on their
TV stuff. Let's hope they can hone in on their movies.
Well, this is going to happen at the end of this month. We're going to see is DC going to be able to make the leap like Marvel, and we're going to be happy, and we're going to get the movies that we've been waiting to see, and we're going to get a Justice League, or is this going to go back to square one of DC needs to really work on their shit?
Let me see here. When is Batman v Superman coming out? The 25th?
Yeah, it comes out the 25th. I believe I'm seeing it on the 24th.
Okay, cool. I'll probably try and see it the 26th, and then if we record on the 27th?
We can break it down.
Wait. 27th is Easter.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I can probably see it early 26th, and then we can just talk about it after.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I should be free on... I mean, I got like a 3-day weekend, so...
Okay, cool. Yeah. Because I'm going to be out of town that Sunday.
Oh, no, that's fine, yeah. If we can squeeze it in, great. If not, we'll figure it out. But, yeah, we can...
Yeah. All right.
For that. But let's talk about one of the biggest things that dropped this week was...
Yes, the Ghostbusters trailer.
Oh.
Okay. Obviously, Civil War.
Yeah, we can do Civil War first, then we can break down Ghostbusters. Civil War. So a little bit of new footage, a little bit of the same kind of stuff of everything that's going on. Kind of showed you kind of a breakdown of everything, like where he's all like, New York, you know,
Washington D.C. and then Sokovia.
Sokovia, everything. So kind of interesting with that, how everything's breaking down for the Civil War stuff and things like that.
It basically just shows the government's been watching, like, guys, you cannot be doing what you're doing. Basically, they're saying you guys need to be under watch of this whole thing. You can't be free-balling it the whole time. And apparently Tony Stark agrees with him because that's the reason why he's fighting against Captain America.
Well, I can see where Tony Stark is coming from because he's also like, it's like, look at all the shit we've done when we're not like really sanctioned, It's all like,
and it's like you were part of that shit though. You were enjoying it.
Well, I think that's probably why he's doing what he's doing, because he realizes like half the shit that's happened is because Tony Stark keeps building shit that's gonna kill us.
Yeah, actually, it's all his fault for the most part, except for like Avengers. I mean, he's the one who saved the day and didn't blow up New York instead, like S.H.I.E.L.D. wanted to.
Yeah, so I can
Hydra.
So I can see where his views are on that and everything like that, but I mean, holy crap, we got some new Black Panther when he freaking chases down Bucky on a motorcycle and just slashes that tire, like, damn!
Or Hawkeye firing the arrow and Ant-Man's on the arrow.
Oh, yeah,
Scarlet Witch attacking Vision.
Yeah, like, all this stuff is just going to be freaking nuts this year, but... Of course, we'll have to break this down because this is a huge controversy right now. Not really a controversy, but a huge topic about touching. So, of course, someone made their final debut
in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
In the Marvel Cinema Universe, finally, we have our Spider-Man.
Yes, and I gotta admit, I fucking love it.
Okay, so you're on board with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I love the Steve Ditko look.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was like. So I absolutely love it. I like the thing with the eyes.
Yeah. It gives it more of like the animation style that you see in the comics and the cartoons.
And the cartoon show. I found out that the eyes are like shutters. I think you brought it to my attention.
Yep.
The costume looks, and honestly, the costume looks more like a kid would actually have made this. Don't get me wrong. The other costumes have been very well done.
I think he may have made it, but then Tony Stark may have improved it, is what I'm thinking.
This is what I'm curious about. If that's his first costume, or is it going to be like...
I don't think it's his first costume, because his first costume is usually that rough thing that you see remember when we saw him in the wrestling match in the very first Spider-Man movie?
Yes.
That's usually the first costume. This is probably like the second or third, but then Tony Stark probably went and was like, "Oh, let me give you some upgrades."
That's what I'm curious about. Are we going to get an Iron Spider-Man suit in this movie?
Oh, I would love that. But I don't know what this is, but there's like these little black stripes. I don't know if you noticed, like on his arms and his legs.
Yeah, I noticed that too. So I don't know if that was just a design for the costume or.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you look really close on his like waistline, it looks like you can actually see like web shooter pouches.
Yes.
So, but one thing I'm kind of curious about though is the Spider-Man logo is so small on his chest.
Now I remember his spider logo usually being that small, and it actually wasn't until Todd McFarlane, I think, took over doing some Spider-Man stuff. That's where he emphasized more on the spider. Like, he gave him bigger eyes, he gave him, like, a bigger, like, design.
Yeah, it wasn't really until Todd McFarlane when Spider-Man really got a change. Because, obviously, if you look at older comics, which is what I had to post up on my Twitter account, because everyone was comparing this Spider-Man to something different, which I will get into. But I'm like, no, guys, this is the original Spider-Man look. And I posted Amazing Spider-Man number 13, First Appearance of Mysterio, which I have because I knew it would be a good example. Basically, you see him, and yeah, his eyes change size and everything, and just the way the black is on his eyes and everything. It's a classic Steve Ditko Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think it looks amazing. I like the idea that, like, when you said, like, it kind of looks like his eyes have shutters, so I'm even curious if, like, maybe he has cameras somewhere in there.
Exactly, which is probably how he gives his photos to J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Which would actually be kind of cool. Although it's not of Spider-Man, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, he probably has two, what's it called? He probably has two cameras for that anyways and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm digging the look. I like I've never seen this kid in anything. Even when he shows up, he's just like, hey, everybody, I thought that was kind of funny. Just kind of like, it's your first time, like, encountering, like, all these superheroes. And that's all he can. He's like, hey, everybody, like, hi.
He's probably just a little starstruck. He probably can't be like, oh my gosh, I'm holding Captain America's shield. And yeah.
Yeah, so.
One thing I'm surprised they didn't do, because they're going with a classic look, is the web pits.
Yeah, I was curious about that, unless those are going to be like upgrades or whatnot. I'm curious if they're ever going to throw that into a movie.
I don't know, because it's kind of ridiculous looking. I love them, but they're ridiculous looking.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the memes going around saying that J.K. Simmons leaves for DC Cinematic Universe and pictures of Spider-Man's surface.
Yeah. That is going to be interesting, though. We will touch upon that. So apparently, we just talked about this. J.K. Simmons actually is now going to be the new Commissioner Gordon in the Justice League movie. So this is going to be a really crazy, like, kind of turn of events. So it makes me wonder, though, because it's kind of funny because we just saw one person from DC leave and go to Marvel, one person from Marvel go to DC, and then another person from DC go to or a person from Marvel go to DC. Mm-hmm. So we had Ryan Reynolds leave, go to – well, technically Ryan Reynolds was back and forth. So
well, Ryan Reynolds went from Marvel to DC back to Marvel.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck went from Marvel to DC.
Mm-hmm. And then J.K. Simmons went from pretty much Marvel to
DC. The actress that plays Wonder Woman was in a movie with Vin Diesel, who ends up doing a Marvel. If you want to get technical about it.
That is true.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Oh, okay. If we want to bring that to a thing, we have what's her face? The girl who plays Mystique now was in a movie with Bradley Cooper, and then Bradley Cooper went to Marvel.
Okay. All right. Now, up on on the Twitter account for Longboxcast, I tweeted out saying, "Let us know what your reactions were to finally seeing Spider-Man Civil War trailer." We got 2 responses, and you know what? Yep. I'm happy with them. So first up is Big Mike. Big Mike 8109 says, "Great, but it's no Ben Reilly." And I kind of got to agree. I was like, I would love to have seen, just a sleeveless hoodie up on the big screen. Because, it's the Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
And he goes, fingers crossed, maybe make a Spider-Verse movie. And if
Hopefully,
they did this, and I came up with a few ideas, they have to get Drake Bell to come in and be one of the Spider-Men and basically act as like a live-action version of his cartoon.
That'd be pretty cool.
And if they and then bring in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back, and that would be a sweet if they ever did a Spider-Verse movie. But that's a lot of Spider-Man, and again, I couldn't be happier with that.
I don't know. I mean, if Sony was smart, they could totally do that because, they're in talks with Marvel to do more of these kind of things. So,
And then they could also bring in Spider-Gwen and all these other kind of spiders.
Yeah,
Yeah. So then another guy responded, and this is kind of where I'm going to go in with this whole thing of what Spider-Man also looks like. And I'm going to tell you people why you're wrong. Zuyo Carey at Carey Clan says, needs more giant robot. I know it's a throwback design, but all I see is Toei's Spider-Man. Spider-Man was basically a 1970s Japanese Spider-Man show where he would fight monsters, the monsters would grow, and then he would get a giant robot and fight those monsters. And I know you and I have talked about this before. This is what basically created Power Rangers almost to an extent because of the whole giant robot fighting thing.
Yes.
So, and the design looks a lot like that because the design of that looks a lot like a Steve Ditko because that's how Spider-Man was back in the day until Todd McFarlane showed up.
Yes.
So all the Power Ranger fans are like, oh my gosh, it looks just like the Japanese Spider-Man. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Or I'm like, yes, it does, but that's because it's based off of the original Spider-Man. So essentially, stop saying what you're saying and just say it looks like the original Spider-Man because you're pissing me off.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's a lot of problems that people have in there. Like, they're not realizing that there was a Spider-Man before, the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man.
Exactly. And then people are like, oh my gosh, why does he have Deadpool eyes? And I'm like, he doesn't. Deadpool has Spider-Man eyes.
Yeah, like when I first saw it, I thought they were going to do like the CGI thing, and then when you get up closer, you can actually see that's like an actual kind of like lens and
effect type
thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, but I mean, like that's how Spider-Man has always been, and honestly, they had a story about that even when Deadpool came out. Basically, how Deadpool got his costume was basically from Spider-Man. Like they did a design model kind of off of that.
Well, I mean, a certain artist who shall not be named, Rob Liefeld, basically went out and copied everything he could find and put it into one character. Spider-Man, Deathstroke, Punisher, Wolverine.
Yeah, that's true, pretty much.
So, yeah. That trailer hit, and then final trailer that hit this past 2 weeks was the Ghostbusters trailer.
Now, yes, the Ghostbusters one. Now, have you seen? You've seen the original trailer?
Wait, you mean the original Ghostbusters, like the reboot trailer, or the original Ghostbusters?
No, the reboot trailer. And then someone did an edit of the reboot trailer.
No, I've seen the one that posted 2 weeks ago, and that was it.
Okay. All right, so let's dive into this now. What do you think? You so far what you've seen, are you on board or?
Now don't hate me for this. I've never really been a big Ghostbusters fan myself.
We're done here.
Okay, and I'm also not really a big Melissa McCarthy fan.
Neither am I.
I don't think she's funny.
I don't either.
There's movies that she's in that I'm just like, no, I don't want to see it.
No, I know. No, my opinion of Melissa McCarthy, I did not. I find her as she's trying to be the female version of Chris Farley.
Yeah, but Kristen Wiig looks funny in this, and I don't remember her name, but it's the scientist chick in the movie as well.
The blonde hair, yeah.
It's the one who does like, oh, sorry if I scared you. Was it the wig
or the hair?
Or the hair, yeah, or whatever she says. Yeah,
yeah. She's on SNL right now, and she's pretty funny.
That's what I thought. I thought she was pretty funny, so I'm probably just going to see the movie just for Kristen Wiig and her, and possibly Chris Hemsworth. But now we were going to have our good friend Zach on the show for this, and he's a huge Ghostbusters fan. He even cosplays for charity as part of the Chicago Ghostbusters group. I'm sure next time we come on here, we'll have him talk a little bit about it.
No, I want to talk to him about it because I'm a huge Ghostbusters person too. So,
But he did actually do a tweet longer, basically, of his reaction to it, and I find it to be pretty much a good example of everything for it. So
okay.
I thought I would share with everyone.
All right.
So this is what he says. Yes, I have watched the trailer for the new Ghostbusters film. Below are my thoughts. Read it. I don't really care. The good. I like the look of the tech and the care taken to make it look like something these women threw together in a homemade lab. I'm a big fan of the new look of the ghosts. The effects are amazingly good and give the ghosts a super creepy yet colorful look. The bit between Kristen Wiig and Kate McKinnon with the hat and wig was cute. It looks like they got the firehouse at some point. The lab shots showed the first floor of the firehouse interior. Maybe they move into it at some point? ? I never thought I'd say this, but Melissa McCarthy, her performance here seems very subtle and subdued. Her almost whisper of "ouch, that's hot" after resting her hand on something in the lab actually got a chuckle from me. And this is the bad. Not a fan of Leslie Jones. She seems to be playing an awful stereotype. The slime vomit fell out of place. Ghostbusters is not gross-out comedy. Not so much bad as confusing, but they've been saying this is a reboot, yet the trailer opens talking about the team from 30 years ago. Is it a sequel now? Some clarification would be appreciated. The trailer was pretty okay overall. I'll see it, but right now I just feel very middle of the road.
Okay. He is exactly like me right now. I said the same thing. I go, Melissa McCarthy, I go, she was very tamed in the trailer, and I go, okay, I might be on board with this for a little bit. Yeah, I like the actress who's playing, like, pretty much the typical stereotype, but I'm like, she's funny, but I don't know why they couldn't have her as a scientist. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't get that concept. And then the thing with the ghosts, I like how the ghosts look. I think they look fantastic. I like the fact that they're using real people and then CGIing over them, motion capture. Yeah, I'm curious about that too, what he said, because I thought this was like another installment of the original series, but then people are saying it's a straight up reboot. I'm like, okay, well then why tie it to the classic one if you're doing a completely new revamp of the movie? I'm like, just do a revamp then. Like, I'm fine with that. So again, it's only the first trailer. The only thing I had a problem with it, I felt like I'm watching everything. I'm like, okay, I like the technology. I like how they're putting things together. I like all this cool stuff. But then I'm like, none of the actresses and actors and everybody in this movie are not happy to be in a Ghostbuster movie. Like, it felt like they're like, this is scary, like kind of thing. But I'm like, you're in a Ghostbusters movie. Like, I'd be ecstatic. Like holy crap, there's ghosts, something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, again, we'll see how it goes. I know we're gonna give a huge in-depth look at it once we see it for the horror podcast. We're actually gonna go back through and watch the first two original movies and talk about those and so on and so forth, nice. Leading up to this movie as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna see it, but I still have these weird these weird speculations of like, okay, well, if you're doing your own movie, why tie it into the original, if it has nothing to do with it? So
makes sense.
Yeah. So I agree with him. We're both kind of like I'm excited, but I'm also kind of like I'm literally sitting in my chair going, how can you really screw this up? But apparently somebody can find a way to screw things up. I mean, I saw
they could screw it up by making it almost an exact replica of the first movie.
That is true, yeah. Ugh. You cannot master that same funny again.
No.
Especially not having Bill Murray in it. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. I gotta rewatch the original. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's good. It's on Crackle right now.
Oh, cool. Now, would you recommend the second one?
Okay. The second one, a lot of people do not like. Like, don't get me wrong. First one's great, hands down. It's actually like my favorite movie of all time. Second one actually is not bad. But then again, when I did see it, I was at a certain age, got to see it in theaters. So it was at the height of Ghostbusters. But you know what? It's not that bad as people think it is. Okay. Sure, there's some parts in it where you're like, but they do have some great humor in it where you're like, okay, this is kind of funny. Now, I shouldn't even say funny. I mean, it's a good movie. It's a fun movie.
Okay. Because I haven't seen the second one. It's been a while since I've seen the first one, and I've seen like the ending of it or the beginning of it or somewhere in the middle of it, but I've never seen it all the way through in such a long time. I gotta sit down, rewatch it, and whatnot.
Yeah, I say give them a watch through, if you have some free time or whatnot. Definitely watch the first one again. It's a classic. And then second one, again, a lot of people hate it, or they're like, oh, it's not as good as the first one. I'm like, of course it's not going to be as good as the first one, but they did something different with it.
Mm-hmm.
They had a new kind of different storyline. They got everyone back together. It was just a fun movie. Like, they had some good lines in it and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I'll put it this way. It can't be as bad as, with a Ghost Rider, so.
True.
Or Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance. Ugh.
Ugh. Let's not talk about Ghost Rider.
We have to, though, because Nicolas Cage is making a comeback.
Oh. While we're on the subject of Marvel, Marvel Battlegrounds is being released for Disney Infinity tomorrow.
Oh.
Yes, so I will be picking that up. Basically, from what it sounds like, it kind of sounds like it's going to be something like a Super Smash Brothers, but for Marvel characters in Disney Infinity.
Ooh, I kind of like this.
I'm not 100% sure if that's exactly what it is, but if it is, awesome, because I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, now do you need the figures for this, or is this its own separate entity? Oh, okay.
I think you need the figures for it to at least unlock them and whatnot. And it's coming with a new Captain America figure, which I don't understand why. But, but also coming out tomorrow is Vision, Black Panther, and what's the other one? Vision, Black Panther, and someone else I cannot remember at this time.
Scarlet Witch?
No. Oh, Ant-Man.
Oh, okay.
Ant-Man, and then they're also re-releasing the Black Suit Spider-Man, which is a PlayStation Vita exclusive, and now everyone can get the Black Suit Spider-Man.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Well, yeah, so if you get that, check that out and let me know how it is, because that sounds very interesting.
Yes, I will let you know. I'll probably be playing that tomorrow, although I don't know, because I've been playing a shit ton of video games. I got a backlog of video games.
Yeah, I just broke into my bank account as well, so I ended up getting the Division, the new Zelda game. I bought Halo 5 and another Until Dawn game, and I still have a backlog of all these other games. So yeah.
See, I still got to finish all the Riddler trophies in Batman Arkham.
Me too.
I've only played Star Wars Battlefront once. I've got the Disney Infinity Star Wars The Force Awakens figures, which I still have yet to play. I still have to go pick up Nick and Judy from the store for Zootopia for Disney Infinity.
Okay.
I still have the Ghostbusters pack and a few of the other packs for Lego Dimensions I still have to play.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They're still in the box. I haven't even taken those ones out yet.
Whew, yeah.
I've got Lego Jurassic Park, Lego Batman 3, which I haven't even played yet. Let's see, there's those two. I also have Lego Avengers, which I'm still playing, but they also just released today the Lego figures for the Civil War download pack. So it's got a bunch of those characters in there, so that was kind of cool. I got to check those out. And then I still have my Fire Emblem game I'm still trying to beat, because that's 3 games in one.
Yeah.
I've already beat the first one. I'm still working on the second one, which is supposed to be the hardest one. And then I also just downloaded Pokemon Red.
Ah, yes, yes.
So I'm in the middle between Pokemon Red and Fire Emblem right now, while everything else is kind of on the back burner. But I'm just I have so many freaking games, and then I'm I don't know what to do anymore.
So I'm going to drop a bombshell on you that you're probably not going to be happy with.
Okay.
But comes out May 25th is the new Ninja Turtle game.
Not getting it.
Oh, you're not?
No, I've already determined within the 5 seconds that you told me that I'm not getting it.
Okay.
Nope.
But you have until May, so...
Yeah. And then, of course, there's apparently a Transformers game that came out this past year that was supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I never got a chance to check it out, but it's by the same people who are doing the Ninja Turtle one as well.
It looks like it's almost like the cartoon.
That's what they're going with.
Game, kind of what the effects look like to me. So I was like, okay, I got to check this game out because I heard it's really good. So I'm going to wait until the price drops on that one.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing now. I've been picking and choosing a lot of my games and stuff like that. But since I finally got caught up on stuff, and it really sucks for me because I have all the consoles. So literally in April comes out Ratchet and Clank, and I'm like, crap, and all that other kind of stuff. So yeah, so I have a couple of games now that I'm just finally diving back into gaming. I'm just trying to plow through a lot of them, beat them, and just be like, So
See, I have a feeling I'm gonna really get into all the games when summer hits and there's no more TV shows.
yes,
Because like Mondays, obviously we record, and if we're not recording, I'm watching Supergirl.
Yeah.
Tuesdays you got Flash and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Wednesdays Arrow. Thursdays is Legends of Tomorrow, and then Friday. Actually, there's nothing really on Friday, so that gives me a day. But then Saturday, Sunday, I'm either doing something or I don't want to do anything at all.
Yeah.
Or because I'm also trying to catch up on Sword Art Online too. It's anime I watch. So.
Oh no, yeah, I totally
very freaking busy.
No, I know what you mean. Like me, I finally have 4 days coming up because I took St. Patty's Day off and the day after, and then I have the weekend.
Nice.
So basically Wednesday, I'm going to come home, try to get done with laundry, cleaning, so that's all taken care of. I know my Thursday's already shot because I'm probably going to be at a bar drinking early in the morning.
Nice.
I'm not even going to try to bear the lead on that one. So yeah, but I am trying to pick times where I'm like Sunday is a day where I had nothing to do, and I literally put something in the crock pot to cook and just gamed. And it was just like, holy crap, I haven't done this in ages,
Mm-hmm.
So I feel your pain and the struggle with that, where you're just all like, do I have time? I have an hour. I can't do much in an hour,
Yeah, so like if I have a short period of time, I'll whip out the Game Boy and I'm just like, okay, Pokemon or Fire Emblem. Yeah. I can get that done. Also, the wife usually wants me to do something, or she wants to do something. And like this past Sunday, we ended up going to the Adventure Park here, which is basically like a ropes course.
Oh, okay.
And it's also got zip lines and whatnot, but we ended up doing like 4 different courses, whooped my ass, went home and just collapsed on the bed and did not move for the entire night.
Yeah.
Until I had to go downstairs and go watch Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning and I'm like, fuck me, this hurts.
No, I totally agree with you, all that kind of stuff.
It didn't help that I had to wake up an extra hour early. Although I will say this, the one benefit to the time change is the fact that my cat is now basically starting to bug us. He used to bug us like an hour before our alarm goes off. Now he's bugging us as our alarms are going off. So he's like, "Oh, you guys are up. Okay, cool."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know all about that with my cat. He's on this weird new diet, so he's not happy.
Yeah. Well, I think that wraps up about everything we got covered.
The last segment of the podcast was Kyle and Steve rambling about adulthood.
Well, no, we had some video games in there, so it's okay. People know what we're talking about.
It's just funny, though, because I remember never talking about this kind of stuff, but then you're like, yeah, I know, man. It's like this weekend I got to go food shopping and, maybe hit the Home Depot. Only if I have time. I don't know if I'll have time.
Oh, no. I'm a Lowe's person, not a Home Depot person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. So.
But yeah, this wraps up this episode. Kyle, got anything to plug before we head out?
Yeah, like I said before, follow us up on Instagram at LongboxCast, all one word. Basically, I'm trying to get back into our Instagram account. Obviously, we posted a photo of Steve's DC block that he got. I'm going to start doing some like little miniature reviews of comic books, of why it was good and whatnot. I'll just post a cover, tell you if you should pick it up. I might even do a review of a book that might have sucked and tell you to avoid it. So we'll see what happens there. Again, LongboxCast, all one word on Instagram. Please follow us. We only have like 12 followers on there right now. I did post your DC block onto our Twitter account as well.
Yeah.
And the DC Collectibles people actually favorited it.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Wish they would have retweeted it. This way, maybe people are like, oh, hey, check out these guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
jerks.
Well, that's when you go, thanks for favoring us. Why about a retweet, you little...
Should have been like, thanks for the favorite. Ever want to come on to our show and talk about your blocks?
You guys want to be a sponsor?
Yeah. Give us free stuff. We'll stop talking about Marvel stuff if you guys let us.
Kyle and I, like we did say, or one of our slogans is, we can be bought. So,
yes. So if DC wants to sponsor us, we will stop talking Marvel.
Yeah, I'd be like, Yeah, Civil War was okay, but Batman v Superman was probably the best movie I've seen all year, and I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad. And
Oh, no, we won't even say Civil War. We'll just say that other movie from that other place.
yeah.
So, all right, it is getting late here. I should probably get going. So I'm going to say my final words, and yeah. Longbox Cast. We can be bought.
About to break, tormented and attacked, lost from when we wake, with no way to go back. I'm standing on my own, but now I'm not alone. Avengers, assemble!
Like I said, Batman v Iron Man is going to be the best movie ever.
This has been another great presentation by the 4-Eyed Radio Network. You can find more information at 4eyedradio.com.